get your name first off.
Lieutenant Paul Roderick, R-O-D-E-R-I-C-K.
With Taunton Police.
Taunton Police Department.
Okay, your name?
Trooper Michael Turgeon, State Police, Violent Fugitive Apprehension.
How do I spell your last name?
T-U-R-G-E-O.
Okay. Lieutenant, I'll start with you with this arrest that took place. What can you tell us about this underlying case?
This is an incident that took place on September 18th, about 10:30 in the evening in the city of Taunton on Church Street. We have received numerous calls about a woman being attacked and also a dog being attacked with a machete. Our officers had responded. When they arrived, the woman was not there. The woman had taken herself to Morton Hospital. The dog had sustained some significant injuries from a machete. The suspect had attacked the dog. Sometime late last evening, he was taken into custody in Marcus Hook, Pennsylvania.
What can you tell us about the attack on the dog, this incident that took place? This was just about a month ago, right? And this happened outside in front of other people. What can you tell us about what happened?
Well, we have some information that maybe it was a bit of a retribution of an incident that had taken place in another city earlier in the month. But Mr. Vargas had a machete. And he actively pursued the dog, and as a result, when the woman intervened to attempt to protect her dog, she was struck 4 or 5 times with a machete as well.
This is a violent incident.
It certainly was a violent incident. He certainly had every intent to sever the dog's head off.
And you got help from people who witnessed this? They identified him? How did you connect him to this crime?
Yeah, well, we had some witnesses that identified him in a photo array, independent witnesses with no relation to the incident. And one of our witnesses had helped keep the dog there until the animal control had arrived, and they were able to take the dog to emergency care to be treated.
And the dog survived?
The dog did survive.
And the woman, she was attacked as well? She was injured in this as well?
The woman was attacked as a result of going to the aid of her own dog as she was out walking. She was struck with a machete as well. She had someone take her over to Morton Hospital. So when our police officers arrived, they went over to Morton Hospital to identify the victim over there.
And you said his intention was to cut the dog's head off?
That is our understanding through the investigation. His intention was to sever the dog's head as a retaliation for an event that had taken place earlier.
Can I just ask you, do you see, this sounds like off the charts violent against an animal. You don't see much of this in Taunton, do you?
I don't know, not to the severity of that, the intent that he specifically took a machete and waited and looked for the suspects, for the victim's dog. So no, we don't see that often here.
That's how he makes the VFAS most wanted list, out of the concern over
well,
this.
Certainly, and I think as the information developed on the suspect, that VFAS as well as the detectives in Taunton realized he was a violent man and he had a history.
Yeah, what do we know about him, about Vargas?
Mr. Vargas has a long, lengthy history in Massachusetts and maybe other communities, but he's known to other area police departments as well.
What's your reaction to the news that he's been caught?
I think it's great work with the VFAS. It's an acknowledgement when a couple agencies work together, what we can accomplish.
But it has to be a relief, right? This guy's off the streets?
Certainly it is, sure.
And what happens with him now? He's coming back? At some point he's going to waive, right?
Right, at some point there'll be the request to bring him back to Massachusetts, but he'll stand trial here in Massachusetts.
Can I ask you about this guy? He had tattoos all over his face.
He did.
But it's taken a couple of weeks since he made the list to be able to find him. What made Vargas so hard to find?
I think his resources out of the state, maybe affiliations he had from his time in prison. I think he had places to go that we weren't aware of until we conducted a thorough investigation. We were able to connect the dots, and our investigation led us to an individual in Marcus Hook, Pennsylvania that he had done time with, and we contacted the U.S. Marshals, we contacted the Marcus Hook Police Department, and you know, just a matter of time, the Marcus Hook Police Department, a patrol officer observed Vargas and the gentleman that he was with walking into a diner. When they confirmed it was Vargas, they waited outside until it was safe to take them down, as they're both dangerous individuals, and they took them into custody last night around 7:30.
Vargas himself, did he make any attempts to change his appearance? He had those tattoos all over his face.
From what I understand from the detective in Marcus Hook, he did have facial hair and he was growing hair on his head. Normally, what we see from his photos, he's shaved head, tattoos displayed.
And this person he was arrested with, Glenn Turner.
Yes.
So Glenn Turner is what gets you to Vargas, right? And this is a guy with a violent past as well.
Correct.
What do we know about Glenn Turner? Now, he's not charged in this.
Glenn Turner has not been charged as of this time.
What do we know about him?
We know he has a violent past, including attempted murder of a police officer in New Jersey. He shot a New Jersey state trooper in the face. He did a lot of federal prison time. He's actually violated his terms on numerous occasions and been back and forth to the federal prison.
And he's in a motorcycle gang.
We believe he is a member of the Pagan Motorcycle Club.
That violent group.
They're a violent group, yes.
So with Vargas, with this person and with this other guy, Glenn Turner, it kind of shows you the type of people, the orbit that he's in, right?
Correct.
So is Turner, he could be charged, right? Harboring a fugitive, or was he harboring, was he just with him? Or your tip was that he was with him.
Correct.
But you don't know if he was helping him hide or...
I don't know that. I would assume at this time there's an investigation ongoing into whether or not Turner was aware that Vargas was wanted. And if the information proves that, then I'm sure he will be charged by the Pennsylvania authorities.
If that's a possibility at this stage. Your reaction to this? You guys, you hunted this guy down, you put him on the top 10 list. He's the second one that you've gotten in about 2 weeks since that list was made public.
When we have top 10s, we put our heart and soul, our time, our energy into it at the expense of our families. And when we got the word that he was taken into custody last night, we were all relieved and excited. He's a dangerous individual, and at least for the time being, he won't hurt anybody else.
All right, guys, thank you. Anything else I missed? No? Okay.